all the planets in our universe, there is only one we know can support life. Just the right distance from its sun, with a perfect climate. It's been called the Lucky Planet. About 5 billion years ago, a huge asteroid crashed into Earth, tilting it at an angle of exactly 23.5 degrees to the Sun. This cataclysmic accident turned out to be nothing short of a miracle. Without that crucial tilt, everything would have been different. For it created the seasons, the extremes of climate, hot and cold, and landscapes of spectacular beauty. The perfect conditions for life on Earth. All life here is ultimately powered by the energy of the sun. It drives millions of Earth's inhabitants on unimaginably long journeys of survival every year of their lives. We'll travel with them, making our own journey from pole to pole, north to south. A journey across a planet we call home. The high Arctic, and there has been no sun for over a month. At this time of year, it's permanent night. Male polar bears are on winter patrol, but there is little to eat. Every living thing is just waiting. March, and the sun makes its first appearance over the horizon. This female bear has been underground in her den the whole winter. She toboggans down the slope. Perhaps it's just to clean up her fur, but it looks like sheer joy. She hasn't been alone down there. Her cubs were born underground. They're 2 months old, but this is the very first time they've seen the light of day. The cubs haven't been fed this morning. The mother has delayed their first meal on this special day. Hunger will draw them to her. Milk is the only food the cubs have known since they were born, deaf and blind, beneath the snow. The mother hasn't eaten for 5 months, and she's lost half her body weight. She's giving the last of her reserves to her cubs. But she'll have to stay on these slopes until they find their feet. She needs food desperately. She knows she has to get down to her hunting grounds on the ice. What she can't know is there's a problem waiting for her there. The sun has started to melt the sea ice. This is the only place she can hunt for seals. If she doesn't get there before the ice breaks up, the family will starve. For the moment, the ground holds firm. Firm enough to support the male polar bear, the father of the cubs, as he searches for his prey. He won't help the female. Instinct makes him fend for himself alone. "10 days later, and the starving mother is desperate to take her cubs down to the ice. But they don't seem to share her sense of urgency. At last it seems they're ready for their journey. But it may already be too late. A few miles from the coast, the ice is already breaking up. She's leading them into a dangerous new world. It's unlikely both of her cubs will survive their first year out on the ice. The ice has become too thin to support the weight of the cub's father. Glacial meltwaters pour from the land, mix with the sea, and speed up the thaw. Each year, as the climate warms, there is less and less ice in the Arctic. This is a disaster for polar bears. Without a solid platform, the father will struggle to hunt the seals he needs to survive. Further south, the melting snows reveal a vast expanse of Arctic tundra. Visitors flock here from every corner of the planet. They've come to make the most of the brief flush of food and to have their young. Caribou travel north, following the thaw.